Hi, welcome to Talkin Shit with Jim Jeffries and Eddie Ift. This is Jason Hour, and I'd like to introduce the second part of the infamous Drunken Night with Example. But before I do, I'd like to remind everyone, in case you haven't already done so, go check out our website, jimandeddytalkshit.com, where you can keep up on all the latest, check out pictures, videos, etc. And most importantly, you can listen to the show there. Again, jimandeddytalkshit.com. And now, with no further ado, the second half of the lost episode.
Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless, all their mouths. Jim and Eddie talk shit.
I didn't mean to.
James, you look great in my t-shirt, by the way.
Dude, I used to spar pros.
Can anyone hear this? We've got a pack of Chewits, and they're really tasty right now.
Hey! What?
I let you basically pummel my head. You quit the podcast, I'm gonna kick your ass. Cause I let you punch me that many times in the head. You're in for now. You gotta fucking take.
I got.
You gotta stick, Jim.
Whoa. I gotta tell a story. I was getting pissed off when the podcast got taken off iTunes, and so I threatened to leave the podcast. Whereupon Jason rang me up and said, "Don't leave the podcast. I'll do the Glory Hole Challenge." Wow.
You did say that. I heard you.
But do you think that nine
do you
full
know,
headshots
okay,
would be
example,
maybe a fair trade for that?
Do you know what the Glory Hole Challenge is?
I like the idea. I wouldn't do it, but I like the idea.
But you know what it is?
I explained to him earlier. What
Example has a moderately okay body.
We're going to make a box.
Jason, you're ruining the show.
With three.
Quiet.
Yeah, we're going to make a box with 3 glory holes, right? On the podcast. We're going to make 3 glory holes in the front. The box is going to be separated into each section.
Okay.
In 2 of the sections, there are going to be female prostitutes. In 1 of the sections, there will be a male prostitute.
And you and Jason and Eddie will put your cocks in.
Yes.
Flaccid or hard, whatever.
Well, for 30 seconds.
And then inside you will get the treat. You will get the treat.
You will be sucked off by either a male or a female prostitute.
Okay.
That's the Glory Hole Challenge. Now, I'm all up for it because I want us to be a success. But Jason and Eddie don't want us to be a success.
They're obviously scared.
Jason would rather be punched in the head by strangers than to have us.
Example, we can fly you over for the Glory Hole Challenge if you want.
I'll come over for the Glory Hole Challenge. I'm not going to get in the box, but I'll play.
No, you wouldn't get in the box. Because if you got in the box and it was 2 hookers and I might do it.
Would you love it? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean...
You wouldn't mind a woman or me, but you wouldn't usually ever do.
I feel comfortable with you.
That's slightly worrying, Jason.
Man...
You look great in my t-shirt, to be fair.
So basically,
I'm gonna keep this.
No, you're
You're
not.
done.
No, you're not.
I need another drink.
I'm
going
to have to call my concierge.
Whatever they provide.
Is that like my security, the concierge at my hotel? Brilliant.
I'll give you the Iron Maiden.
So what hotel are you staying in? Example.
The Mondrian, and it's a bit of a weird hotel because there's no kettle or tea making facilities, and as a British male,
you need your kettle.
I need my kettle and I need tea.
I don't blame
But
you.
what there is there's a fucking massive mirror and there's a razor blade to, potentially chop drugs. Not that I've ever done drugs, but
give you a razor blade.
They give you a razor blade to chop coke, and that's quite weird.
That's a fucking.
But there's no kettle and there's no tea making facilities. But you can buy bottles of water for $16. And there's a tag on the water and says, if you drink this, $16 will be charged to your room. $16.
Are you here on the
for a fucking bottle of water
or your own?
Well, yeah, I charge it as a record company, but
Then do it.
knowing the music industry, that'll probably come back out of my fucking record sales. So I'll go, what do you mean? I sold loads of records. Where's my check? And they go, well, you drank loads of water in LA. You can't have no fucking money. You can't.
I know that one.
So, big bloody bitch bastard. That's what I'm saying.
So example. Hello. Honestly, do you think your girlfriend will be listening to this podcast?
No, she won't.
Jim and I both have girlfriends. Example, you have a girlfriend. Jason will never have a girlfriend. But let's talk hypothetically. Shut the fuck up for once. Let's all talk hypothetically if we didn't have girlfriends. What would it be like, say, yesterday if we were to have had sex with a girl?
This is my whole point, right? I don't know when this podcast goes out if Charlie Sheen is dead or not. I just want to say categorically that I don't think Charlie Sheen has a problem. He's just having a really, really good time.
He's a hero for me.
Yeah. If you earn $2 million, as me and Eddie, I was writing a column for Nuts magazine this morning, and I said, "What would you do if you had $2 million?" And Eddie said to me, "I would be putting porn stars through college." And that is also what I would be doing. I would be fucking showering them in not just my urine, but the urine of fucking small
buckets of Jason's mother.
Like small Haiti children who need homes. And
100%.
No, I mean, that is the thing. Like when you get sober and you go, life's good, I'm doing all the right things right now. Look back on your life and all the good times you had. It might be, well, I cherished, the moments, the family reunions and everything. But you also go, there was that time when I didn't have a threesome. I had a foursome. There were 3 girls sucking my dick like the baby birds looking for the worm.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? I have 2 older brothers. And one of my brothers has been married since he was 20. And the other brother has been married a couple of times since he was in his early 20s. And I think they look at me like I'm fucking some type of maniac, but there's a certain element of envy, and I also envy them in the sense that they're happy and they have kids and they have a house and they have happiness.
I agree completely.
But have they punched a woman in the face? My answer is no.
No,
Of course not.
And that's enjoyable.
My younger brother lives in Pittsburgh, and a friend of his said to him one time, they said, "Do you ever think Eddie will move back to Pittsburgh?" And my brother...
I don't think Eddie can spell Pittsburgh.
my brother answered, he goes, that's like telling a heroin addict, we're going to give you methadone now.
No, I think, like, as we were discussing earlier in the pub before we came here, as we said, like, look at us. We're not fucking pictures. But no, we're not. You know, we would not be hanged in many galleries unless it was some fucking experimental gallery about like, we're doing a gallery on fucking really weird looking fuckers.
The 4 of us would look like a smudge on Google
Well, no,
Maps.
you can't put Jason in this because he's not famous.
No. The rest of us are famous. Jason,
The 3 of us, you know.
famous.
Go ahead, answer that.
People recognize me in maybe, London.
I'm famous in like a 6-block area.
You'll be famous in 6 months' time as a serial killer.
6-block area, I'm famous.
What do you mean by that?
Well, all the homeless down here know me by name.
Right.
You do?
That's good.
And
That's
all
cool.
the
That's
shop
cool.
owners know me by name.
That's cool. No, that's
Right. Do the homeless have TV or radio where it's really important?
Jim, you'd be surprised at the services that the homeless have access to. They probably have better health care than you.
I'm sure a lot of them have slept with your ex-wife.
Did you know that? Well, I don't know that.
That was one of the services they were all available to.
Actually, in Venice.
Her flaps actually kept them housed for years. Oh, no, you look angry. Come on.
Well, I was actually,
What?
I'm not going to say it because I don't want to trash talk my ex on the show.
Yeah, come on, do it.
But
Do it.
Do it, Jason, for me. Do
I
it.
saw her the other
Jason,
day.
Jason.
Let's hear this.
Jason,
Let's
I've
hear
got to
this.
leave on Saturday. Do it for me, please. Come on.
Let's
do it
hear
for
it.
me.
Let's
Do it
hear
for example.
I'm
Do it for me.
actually kind of sad
What do you mean?
because throughout
I don't
our
want to hear
marriage,
fucking sad you are. Tell me some fucking gossip.
Well, throughout our marriage, she was always fitness oriented, and I was
Right.
like the fat slob that played video
no.
games.
You were
Are
the-
you kidding?
Right.
You were the
Really?
fat,
No way.
disgusting
No.
slob.
Yeah, totally.
I don't believe that. Listen at you.
Dude, my
You fit in my t-shirt,
my
bro.
shit
Shut up.
used to be like Jim's.
You fit in Example's t-shirt.
I know, and that's because of Eddie and his cult.
Shut up.
I love you.
Fuck off.
I love you.
Fuck you.
Tell your story.
Kill yourself. Make the world a
You
better
can't.
place.
You can't hurt me.
Make the world
Tell
a
your
better
story,
place.
fatty.
Never hurt.
Die.
So
Cancer, AIDS.
she used to be all about fitness and all this and that. I
Right.
saw her bike by the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looked like Bing Crosby from the south. I mean, she was going down the street going,
She looked like Bing
she was
Crosby.
singing American standards. I don't know what. Like she
Who
had three
references
kids.
Bing Crosby?
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
No,
Just
she really-
like
she-
the ones I don't have with Jason.
Actually, neither one of you fuckers were here for Christmas, and I was alone.
Yeah, no, I assume you were, and I
You
assume
were in where?
I was in England.
And I was in
Good place.
Pittsburgh.
Good place.
No, you were in
place.
North Carolina.
I was in
Yeah, I was in
Manchester,
North Carolina.
actually.
And neither one of you were here for me. And I was alone with Duke.
Yeah.
My depressed dog that, like, if he was capable.
You
he
were
would
only a
probably commit
noose away
suicide.
from not
Wait,
being
where
in
the
this.
fuck is your dog?
He's at home.
No, okay.
I thought you lived here.
Example.
No, I used to live where Eddie's sitting.
Oh, so he has a place.
He's
Yeah,
now got
no,
a
it's
place,
fine
but he
now.
lived for years on the
Sorry,
couch.
I don't know.
He has a dog called Duke, and Duke I can't have in the same room as me because Duke draws me into depression. Duke is a big black dog with sad eyes that just stares at me just like, oh, I've been living with Jason. It's no worth it.
When is it all gonna end?
Yeah, what is it all about? It's
true,
the
Jason?
saddest fucking
Well,
dog
he
in the
does
world.
have that kind of demeanor.
If-
I don't think
if-
it's my fault though. I
if-
think it's just
if
his
Duke,
life.
Duke is like a Christian that just got the revelation that God doesn't exist.
Yes. If Duke could tie a noose, it would.
Duke,
If you came
Duke,
and saw a dog
Duke,
hanging, can you
Duke,
just picture a dog hanging by its neck?
Duke lives at the beach here in Venice, but he's looking for a cliff to jump off.
Wow.
Duke looks like a teenager in Columbine that's not understood by all the other kids.
Wow.
Duke wants a bell tower and a rifle.
Jason, any comment on this?
Duke's just a lover. These guys are just
Oh yeah.
extrapolating.
Oh yeah.
Duke sounds like the Michael Jackson
No,
like,
Duke's a
of
good
fucking
boy.
dog world.
No, he's a good
Teach
dog.
Duke how to fire a shotgun into its mouth. We'll see how much of a lover Duke is.
Did Duke smells
thing I
like
don't
Teen
have a
Spirit?
natural gas
Did he write that?
Fill up 2 bowls, one with Purina, one with cyanide. We'll see which one Duke
This would
eats.
fall in the category.
I heard
of
Courtney
Bell's
Love is
theorem.
dating Duke
Familiar
right
with
now
that.
because it reminds her of her ex-boyfriend. No?
Who? What?
No, Courtney Love, don't worry. It was a reasonably good joke.
It was a reasonably good joke.
It wasn't amazing.
who's
The
got
fact
this-
you missed it.
who's
didn't
got
it?
this-
Can you please take
Self-death.
my t-shirt off?
Why?
Because you're
'Cause
stretching it out.
I'm feeling. I'm not feeling cold. I just feel a bit uncomfortable.
I have to
No, I wasn't
I have to be
clear. I was
honest.
just going over the chat.
Jason, when other people speak on the show, you have to give them a chance to talk.
Yeah, you're only 10% of the show.
You're interrupting
We have
everyone.
made that point several
I
times.
understand that,
Right.
but I'm drunk.
Okay.
Okay. And a bit feisty.
And I might be a little punch drunk because Jim's punched me like 9 times in the head tonight for fun. I don't
No,
know.
it's about 4
No,
or 5.
three.
And
Three
you
times.
did 3.
I've done 3. It's not about 4 or 5.
Ernie, you
I-
didn't hit me, did you?
But you're like this show
wanna be hit
on
by
the
any
on
of
this
it.
show,
Fuck it
Jason. You're a sidekick. You're not the star of the show.
I am a sidekick.
and there's a reason Ed McMahon didn't take over the Tonight Show.
Yeah, yeah.
Cirrhosis.
Do you remember when... Hey-oh! do you remember when Johnny Carson died?
It was like 3 years ago, right?
Okay, do you remember when Ed McMahon died? Exactly.
He's
Yeah.
still alive, isn't he?
So
No,
shut the fuck
exactly.
up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you, Jason. So stop dominating the show like you have been tonight. You've taken over the whole show. Everyone, we've got a famous guest here.
Take off my t-shirt. Why? Because you fucking are stretching it. You can.
Are you afraid that the bicep region is going to be loose when you get it back?
Oh, you fuck. Take it off.
Oh, fucking hell.
Jason.
He gave it to me. Now he's calling
Jason,
me a
we've,
fuck.
we've
All right.
got a
No,
very
no, no,
famous
go on.
guest on the show.
No, he just said, would you fit into it? He's laying
cool, it's cool.
naked. He's laying naked on the fucking
And you've
floor.
been
Give me
incredibly...
back my t-shirt. My fucking knees hurt.
No, Eddie, don't pick it.
What do you not want me to do right now,
I don't
Jason?
want you to show my saggy man breast. Oh.
Okay, I'm feeling his nipple. I'm twisting. I'm twisting. I'm going to twist your nipple gently. Okay, so I'm going
It's about pain threshold. I can take everything you got, but why are you hurting my nipple? Is what I want to know.
Okay, now, hold on,
What
hold
kind
on.
of, like,
Hold on.
sadist behavior is it?
Hold on.
Jim, I could read fucking like story tales from a book right now. I mean, like you really don't have the ability to break me out of my mouth.
I'm not going to break it. Now sing a song while I'm pinching your nipple.
What kind of song?
Just a friendly song.
All right, here you go.
Like something off the White Album.
Right.
Who knows how long I've loved you?
I'm going to join in, Jason. Let's go.
All right.
Nights in white satin,
Now sample it
never reaching the end.
like you did the Carpenters.
Zip, zip, zip. Letters I've written, never reaching the end.
I'm squeezing as hard as I can.
Let me have a little sipple of your teeth, cause it's neat. You hairy fucker, Jason. You used to be neat. And now you look like my homeless treat.
My name is Jim. I squeezed his nipple. It was simple, like his brain.
His name is Jim, not Tiny Tim. He used to be slim, not fat as Jason. And what about him? I love lick pussy and also known as Quim.
I really have to say, I don't know what's happened with tonight's show. This is probably going to be one of the weirdest podcasts we've ever put out. I'm not saying I'm proud of it. I'm not saying I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying it's here. And, you know, sometimes some of them are home runs. Some of them aren't. Some of them are interesting. Tonight is going to be an interesting one. It might not have been laugh a minute like some of the others, but I think this one will go down in history. Many things have happened tonight. Jason dominated the podcast. We're not winding up. I just want to put this in. What's that? We didn't. Yeah, we met some girls in the bar. We thought they would come be a good guest for the show, but they just didn't want anything to do with us because they actually found the situation from Jersey Shore very hot because they said, quote unquote, he made $5 million this year, which shows you something about American women. If you're out there and you're an American woman and you're listening to this show, you need to know.
We said, come down for the podcast, and they said, what's a Rodney?
They said, what's a Rodney?
Yeah, one of them. I said, come down to the podcast. She said, what's a Rodney?
Oh. Well, I think they were more dissatisfied with our level of fame.
Or there was sidekick. They may have been disappointed.
There was two blonde girls earlier on who noticed Eddie.
Oh, I got recognized first. Yeah, that never happens, by the way. Yeah, but it doesn't. I swear to you, it never happens in America. Once a year. I'm not proud of it.
It happens in brothels all the time.
Happens in brothels and usually methadone clinics,
Kindergartens
often where they go. What do they say in kindergarten?
Mexican rape lineups.
And
those is like available to the community?
What? Grab your microphone.
Are those available like as a community service?
how did you break your microphone tonight? You
What's
not only are you
Jason? What's available as a community? What
Mexican rape lineups. I was curious about that.
No. If you rape a Mexican, you would go into a lineup.
that's what he meant.
Oh, okay. I thought there was like a Mexican rape lineup.
They are
where they would line up.
available to the Mexican community.
Yeah,
yes.
like he was saying that if you raped a Mexican, you would go in and the Mexican would come then and say, that's the man that raped me. And you were saying to us, how do I get involved in a place where I can line up and rape Mexicans?
But if I raped a Mexican, there wouldn't be cops coming for me.
Why not?
Because the SA would come get me.
Oh, so you're saying you would get killed by Mexicans before the cops?
They're faster response than the cops, actually.
Have you timed them?
Yeah.
Try right now. I want you to call 911 and call your essays.
Well, it's either 911 or you got in the neighborhood.
What you got what?
It's like a whistle.
Wait, say that again into the microphone.
Like a whistle. What, the fucking neighborhood
there's
watch?
like
Like
a-
fucking dogs or something.
There's a little,
Load of Labradors turn up the door. Like, what the fuck's going on? I'm a Labrador. What do you want?
You know,
do it.
your radio skills are absolutely horrific.
Lassie turns up at the door.
Jason, the soundtrack of your life is a rape whistle. That was funny. It deserved more.
Yeah, it was funny. It took me a while to.
It would have been good if you could do the frequency of a rape alarm, but it's so high, not many people can.
I can't do it.
It's quite hard to do a rape alarm.
When Jason came out of his mom's vagina, a rape whistle went off.
That's pretty awful, but it's fucking hilarious.
That is the third time he's penetrated a vagina.
I tried to not come out, you know.
Oh, he's told me this before.
No, I really did. I went the other way. I was like,
You went the other way. What, were you
was
going to
late.
grab her heart and twist
So
it?
your mum gave
No, I
birth
was
to you, then you
late.
went back
I was
in, and then
late.
you came
Right, I
out,
was
and then you
late.
went back in, and then you came out, and you went back in.
I was late by 48 hours.
And your mother came.
Protected birth. Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, when she started going to labor,
Your mother came because
I resisted.
Because
And I
women
went- and I
love
was
hate sex.
away from getting out. I missed that. Was it good?
Your fat body coming to your mom's cunt was a hate fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you come out left foot first?
My left foot.
Yeah, like left foot first. Some
Wait,
people
so-
come out left foot first.
wait,
They come
so-
out
so
kicking
you're-
and screaming like.
Your mom has fucking screech marks on the side of her vagina walls, just like Freddy Krueger put on.
That's really weird.
where you grabbed on when she was trying to push you out. You didn't want to come out.
You're like, I want to stay in the swimming pool. I want to stay in the warm sauna. I don't think this can go on the podcast, can it?
No, that'll have to be.
You tried to use your.
This is why we're off iTunes.
You tried
podcast, I cannot post this on my Facebook. The 11-year-olds will be like, what the fuck?
Hold on.
I thought I was buying into a pop artist. This is fucked. I'm not want to hear about people coming out of cunts and asses and all sorts of shit.
You don't understand all that other stuff. That's edited. We're hitting gold.
I don't mind the stuff coming out of someone's cunt. It's the sort of leaving rape scars and shit. That's like,
come on.
But listen, Jason used his mom's umbilical cord as a bungee cord and tried to get back.
I use it as a grappling hook to get out of the house. I've been on my own since.
how many vaginas have you been in?
This is a great
5.
question.
Great question.
Yeah.
Well, 6, including my mom's from birth. You know,
there
I
was
started in that one, and then I had 5 more.
And he's been back there.
when he was
No,
born, there was
ew.
3 men standing in there, and the black guy and the Asian guy left.
And if you yell in his mom's cunt, you hear an echo.
Wow, that's awful.
As he fell out of the vagina, he bought 3 watches with him.
I was only 5.5 pounds. I was an underweight child. I was a total like.
Jason, you grew up normally.
No, but
You just
I
said
mean,
that.
Okay, I feel your pain. I was born 10.5 pounds.
I was 10 and a half.
twice
too.
the size of me.
I was massive.
I was too.
Right?
You guys are both
And-
twice the size of me.
And
bro.
my mother,
It
because
must have been like that.
it still is. And an example did a very big vag sign. In case you weren't listening, now
Like a bowling ball.
Example is basically saying that Jim and I's mothers have big vagina.
Big lips.
Like a bowling
Now,
ball.
example can say you can't. You're not famous.
Jason's head would have fallen into my mum's vagina. Now my mother had. I've got 2 older brothers, and my mother had the only reason they had the extra kid was in the hope that they would get a woman. And the ultrasounds weren't as good back then. And they did an ultrasound on me, and they said I had women's hips, as I do to this day.
It was like a wind-up ultrasound, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they couldn't. They
From
couldn't
behind,
actually
Jim looks
see.
like John Bon Jovi, to be honest.
Yeah, I really do. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
That's funny. All right. My parents were living on a prayer, and
Jimmy used to work on the docks.
I want to let Jim finish the story.
As I fell out with the placenta, I was slippery when wet. Now, so my mother got told that I was probably a girl, but not 100% because the ultrasounds weren't as good.
Because she was living on a
Was there
prayer.
ever a point when they reversed that decision?
When they
were halfway there.
they
It'd
did.
still be probably a girl.
They did reverse the decision. Yes, when
When the midwife sucked his cock, they knew.
yeah.
After HBO.
That was before HBO, but thank you for joining in. And so I came.
It's like some heckler now. He's getting talked to like a heckler.
Yeah. You're like the sister I never had.
That's quite a big compliment, to be fair.
The drunker I get, the more you look like a woman.
From like a coal mining town, right?
Yeah. The drunker I get, the better the option you are.
You remind me of a hockey player. A female hockey player in the Olympics. From
China.
or Holland.
Yeah. I'd fuck you and I wouldn't give a puck.
Wow, that was awful.
What was that? That was the worst joke I've ever said.
Jeffries.
I'd like to retire on that joke.
Hey, we're back. We took a little break. Jason has something to tell us about what?
Relevant to the show.
It's not relevant to the show.
It's relevant to what Example had mentioned is something about
While we were off air,
someone that he knew in London that had no neck, and it was just a random, like, when people say words, thoughts come into my head.
So when somebody talks about somebody without a neck, you feel like you need to bring up a story.
Well, actually, what it was is I used to manage a retirement account for the Oglala Sioux tribe in South Dakota, and one of the proper surnames.
Stop! How come that was never in your resume that you managed a retirement account for the Oglala Sioux tribe?
Oglala Sioux, which is a nation, a native indigenous nation of the U.S.
Shut up.
Before the
And you managed You know, it's not like we fucked the Indians bad enough when we gave them
What the fuck are you
smallpox
talking about?
and we murdered them all.
a job,
But
I
then
took
they
to
say,
pay
Mate,
rent.
hey, you guys have
Let's
survived.
be fair, right? You
guys
just
have
used to
survived
work
500 years.
the fucking cafetiere for a fucking family who owned a Denny's restaurant
I was at
on the East Coast somewhere.
I was at an insurance company, and,
No way.
and they had a retirement services program, and they managed the Oglala Sioux Tribe's account.
And so they wanted to fuck
And one
the
of the
Indians
family
worse
names,
than the
because
Patriots.
of what you were talking
Really?
about. Because you were talking about a girl you met that had
I just Googled the Oglala Sioux Nation. No,
OG Oglala.
They have a
OG
Denny's franchise, right? On the East Coast.
Oglala
They have a
Sioux
Denny's
Tribe.
franchise, yeah.
They own casinos in like
I don't
South
mind Denny's.
Dakota.
I don't
where-
mind Denny's.
Anyways, you guys are dragging me around the barn on this,
Really?
but there's a proper name, a family
That's how you
name,
got conceived.
Philip by horses.
Wow. I like that.
Well, anyways, No Neck was one of the names of the families that
You're
had.
just jealous. You didn't fuck her.
you mean to tell me that all the last 10 minutes has just gone on because there was someone named No Neck?
Yes.
No, it wasn't. Her name was Donna.
God, you fucking.
I'm sorry, but that was the. I mean, I didn't want us to come back into the
Come on.
show.
She was a native Indian called Donna No
Do you
Neck.
know if we killed you right now, we couldn't be convicted?
That's hardly a nickname, No Neck. Not like your mother's
There'd only be
nickname,
one
No
midget in
Pride.
America that would notice too.
What's that?
If you killed me,
What? Who would notice?
one midget in the U.S.
Who's that?
My mom.
You said she's not a midget.
Well, she's 1 inch taller than the legal specifications.
Your dad must be pretty tall, though,
So your
because you
mom
must have
do-
been met in the middle.
So your mom doesn't get midget benefits.
That's because Jason cut off her feet to make shoes. Jason just went, I don't understand that. You're creepy.
You really are.
When you're drunk, you're very creepy. But I like you. Please don't look at me like that.
Mate, this is so fucking long, this podcast. This is going to be a special edition.
No, it's
no,
gonna
no.
You're
get.
going to have to put like gold lettering on the
gonna
fucking
get
bottom of this
edited.
podcast.
I'm reading.
Ernie, as the sober person, will cut it down. This is the only one that we're actually all done drunk.
Yeah.
But Ernie likes all of it.
Yeah, with Ernie's as fucked up as we are right now. Hey, by the way, Jason, what year did you start working with the Oglala Sioux Nation's retirement
Oglala
fund? I'm
Sioux.
sorry, Oglala. What year did you start managing their retirement fund?
I believe it was 1998.
Because I'm reading on Wikipedia. They went bankrupt.
What year?
1999.
It could be my fault.
Just after we met him.
Could be. It could be. You're using the word could in that sentence.
Just after you did the director's cut. You fucked them up.
I have to say something because a couple episodes ago, me and Eddie mentioned a story about me and Eddie being in a car and Jason saying he just had $1 and we both tore it up and threw it out the window. This evening when we went out for drinks, me, Eddie, and Example were all going
Call
rounds.
me Elliot. No, Jim.
Well,
Call me
Elliot, okay, Elliot. Me, Eddie, and Elliot, we're all going rounds on drinks. And then I said to Jason at one stage, "It's your round." And what do we do, Eddie?
Let's clarify what happened, right? I mean,
Okay.
because we're gonna embarrass me. Let's
Sure.
Let's embarrass you the right way.
No, you didn't say anything. You just pulled out $11.
I had $11. All I had was and I know like 2 beers is $10.
Yeah. Okay.
So I
Or
could buy 2
12.
at that
The
point.
$12 you
In case you're an alien and you don't know how
Which
much
is
2
funny
beers
because
are.
Jim ordered 4 beers, gave her 20, and said keep the change. I don't know what
He can do that, though. He's famous.
Yeah. I got.
$2 is worth.
You
I got-
pay normal price for everything.
Yeah. I earn a lot of money.
Anyway,
Well,
get
yeah,
to, stop
$11.
talking shit. What did you do with the money? What do we do?
Well, they just basically like in the car, they raped the money out of my hands.
No, in the bar. In the bar.
No, we asked to see the money.
Well, I had $11,
And you went to the toilet
and they
and
took it from me.
yeah.
They ripped up the $10 bill and
Eddie
left it
ripped
on
up the
table,
10.
scattered it out,
And Jim burnt the one.
and he burned the one.
I burnt the one over the candle on the table, and
burned
then
my
the
money.
girl came up as if to say, "Why
You can't burn
why,
money.
Why
You're
you
not P.
burning
Diddy.
money?"
You can't burn money.
But she walked up and just went, "What do you boys want next?"
unfazed.
Unfazed. We burnt your $11.
And then after that, what did you do?
We laughed.
And then you
There was
said,
high fiving, and as an Australian, I don't ordinarily high five. I find it a bit crass. But I did join in some high-fiving.
I was in Australia last week, so I naturally had the high five ready for him.
Yeah.
I've had at least 6 high fives
In your
with
life?
Elliot tonight. No. I've had more than that. But Elliot gave me about.
As
6
you were
tonight.
born, rubbing the inside of your mum's pussy does not count.
At the bar tonight, we sent Jason over to talk to 2 girls and bring them over for the podcast.
He
We thought
did
it'd
do
make
it
fun.
though.
No, we didn't
I
send
did.
them over to 2 girls. We just went go and get
Go
girls.
find girls. You left is an
And
ambiguous
in
request.
fairness, he came back with 2 pretty reasonable, above average.
Middle
I was
class
just gonna
New
say it was
Jersey
amazing.
hairstylist.
And I
He came
wanna
back
know-
with a 6 and a 7.
What I want to know is, what did you say to them to get them
Do
over?
you want to know honestly?
I would love
Honestly,
Go on,
yes,
go on.
yes.
I said after I peed,
Yeah.
I went over to this table because I saw them walk in, and I said, "Look, this may sound kind of ridiculous," and I lied. I said I'm with 2 celebrity comedians
Right.
and a multi-platinum rap star.
Well, that's
And they
that's
bet
fairly
me
true.
that I couldn't bring 2 beautiful women back to their table. Would you help me not be the retard and come back with me? That's exactly what I said, and they did.
And they were both fucking idiots.
That
I was honest. Well, I mean,
That
So?
was pretty good though. That was
No,
fair.
to be fair, I was quite impressed. As they were walking over, I was like, oh,
That was
hello.
mildly
And then
true.
once I got speaking to them, I was like, right, one's got fucking a lot of volumization out of her shampoo. The other one's got a lot of color out of her hair dye. But they're both fucking idiots. They were
they
so
had volume
simple.
in their hair for sure.
I was like, where are you guys going tonight? They were like, I don't know. Like, you fucking idiots. You came out, you don't know where you're going.
We invited them back to the podcast, and they didn't want to come.
We promised them all sorts. What did we
Yeah.
promise them?
Rape, I think, was one
I
of the
think
first things on
rape
the
was
list.
one of the
We
things.
said, like, you can have rape, coke, beer, JD,
Imprisonment.
high five from Jason.
torture
Yeah.
They weren't interested. I find it quite unbelievable.
and pizza.
Considering they didn't know where they were going.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
that's
like because
true.
they didn't even know what the other option was. If they had like 2 options, you'd understand them going, "No, fuck you, you losers."
Well-
but they didn't even know what the other option was. They had a good option which was well explained to them, like the podcast option, and then an option that was unknown.
Well, the 2 options that I saw was like either hang out with these guys, you guys, right?
Yeah.
Or get a good night's rest and get ready for tomorrow's Vidal Sassoon color class.
They were hairdressers, were they?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
here for.
Which
They were
basically
here,
means they're fucking stupid.
well, and beautiful. They were
Well-
here for the.
No, hairdressers are never beautiful. They're always fucking stupid.
I've always found in my career that hairdressers are one of the easiest girls to sleep with. What you do is you go to a hairdressing salon because a lot of people go, well, especially with me, I'm balding and everything. I don't need a proper hairdresser. I just need a barber. But you go along to the hairdresser when you're in a random town and you go, I'm a comedian, blah, 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 blah. And then you give them the numbers you're leaving and go, if you want to have free tickets to the gig, they go home, Google you, find out that you're actually off the internet, which anyone can be. And
Didn't those girls we met tonight Google us?
one of them Googled me.
And the other
And-
one wasn't interested in Googling me, so
Yeah.
I think
One of-
you Googled them for me or something.
One of the girls Googled me, and there was a certain element of disappointment. like she looked at it, and she looked at me on the internet and said, "You've gained weight." And it was a fair call.
But her first reaction was surprise.
say that?
Her first reaction was surprise,
Did she
and
really
then
say
and
you
then you
gained
realise she was surprised, and then you realise she was surprised at how much weight you'd gained.
Yeah. No, there was an element.
She was like, "Oh my god,"
she was surprised.
and you were like, "Yes, she's recognised me," and then she was like,
But
"You've
like
gained so much
video
weight."
footage-
Yeah. She was surprised that Jason wasn't lying. Was the main surprise, as I am on a day-to-day basis.
Why is everybody surprised that I'm not lying?
And then she
I don't
Googled
get-
me and said to me, "What's your date of birth?"
The reason people are surprised when you don't lie is because you're fucking Walter Mitty. You live in a dream world where you think, like, you imagine things that are happening that aren't happening. You tell us about your skin. You've got a deal that's
All
been
right,
going on.
Look, all right.
He's
This company out of Sacramento, California, called Bio2 Cosmeceuticals developed a product which was the first response to a chemical or radiological weapon burn called Aminoplex, which is dermal regenerative compound. It's boring, but it's scientific. Basically,
Is this a
going.
real thing or something
Keep
you heard in
going.
the
yeah,
film?
no, it's real. It's no bullshit.
I think this was in The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
Actually, no, that was a green chemical weapon. No, it wasn't.
Oh, that was another
So
yeah,
fake
it was
one.
a weapon, not a healing agent.
Can I punch
So
you in the
explain-
It's
face?
actually in every NATO soldier carries this product in their
Yes, he doesn't have
backpack.
NATO soldier.
He doesn't have headphones on.
He doesn't have headphones on.
No, tell the
listen,
story.
no,
Tell the
Jason,
story.
we're interested.
We
Seriously.
all want to hear the story. Just keep telling
I love
the story.
I
action
broke
films.
an
I love
agreement
action
between this
films.
manufacturer and a cosmetics distributor, and Eddie doesn't believe me.
So he has
That's
no idea what we're talking about.
Jason has a dick.
Well, the reality is,
Okay.
I'm sitting on a product that might revolutionize skincare in the world as we know it.
to hold you up.
And I brokered an agreement between a manufacturer and a cosmetics distributor based out of Madrid, Spain.
Nobody believes you.
And if this product takes off,
You won't live on my
example over here might have younger looking skin because I'd hook him up in a second.
Okay, tell us the story. We want to keep hearing.
There's no story. I mean, it's just a product that you don't believe in.
How often do you go on meetings for this product?
About once a week,
How long has this deal been going on?
about 9 months.
Yeah.
Have you got shares in the company?
I have 5% from the distributor and 5% from the manufacturer.
You got fuck all.
10%. Just like the show, 10%.
Yeah, Jay.
I am
but
We
10%.
should add at
Did you
this
know that
stage that Jason owns 10% of all the profits from this show. If we
that
ever,
is legal and binding.
if we ever get profits from this show, we did offer 10% to Lindsay, but Lindsay has since left the show to follow her fat ambitions.
and the irony is 10% is all that God commands of you.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, he says bring into the house the whole tithe, which means 10%.
Yeah.
Which is like, 10% of your gain, which
I
could be.
think Jason deserves that. I think I'd be quite happy if he saw that. If I saw you in like a year's time and he was rich off that, I'd be quite happy. For him.
Well, don't you want us to be successful? We can be successful.
No, I
off
honestly
this.
think this could.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this. I mean, I'd enjoy listening to this.
And Jay,
When's the
before
last
I even
time-
saw you tonight, I've already downloaded a couple of these.
yes, and
Example,
the
when's
wealth-
last
the
time you
wealthiest
punched a
person-
man in the head?
What?
When was the last time you punched a grown man in the head?
Tonight. That's why I love this.
Well,
fucking show.
before tonight.
The real,
I punched someone really hard about a month ago. Some guy called me a gay after one of my shows. He wasn't one of my fans. He was a weirdo outside.
weren't you
And,
worried about getting sued?
Gay elicited a punch.
He was just like, you fucking quig.
Have
Something.
you ever heard of the phrase sticks and
I
stones?
punched him in the chin,
you
and
know-
I did actually knock him out. But
You're
to be
familiar
fair,
with sticks and stones, right?
he wasn't as big and hard as you.
yeah,
But you're
and
familiar
also
with
when they
sticks
don't
and stones,
expect
right?
it, if you punch someone in the face when they don't expect it, that's also a
I
knockout.
think he
punch.
kind of expected it because he called me a fucking queer.
Wait, but I'm really curious. Like,
Yeah, I'm
because
so- you do have weird hairstyles.
One second. as a comedian, there are people.
Styles.
There are people that piss me off in the audience all the time, and I get in arguments. And there are so many times where I want to hit somebody, and I think I have everything to lose because they'll sue me and they'll fucking take nothing from me. But like,
Jim knows about this. Jim's been
Yes,
fucking punched on stage.
yeah, he's been punched, but he never hit anyone. Like, weren't you worried that you were going to get a massive lawsuit?
I mean, I should be, but I did worry afterwards when I thought about
Well,
it.
you can punch second though.
Yeah, but do you know what? If you're rock and roll, you know what I mean? Like the Gallagher brothers, Oasis, or fucking
Yeah.
whatever, or Jamiroquai, who's not actually rock and roll, he's just a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
It's actually quite cool if you punch someone. You know, if someone tries to take a picture of you in your face, like outside your house, if you punch them, that's fucking
so
cool. That's cool.
This is an interesting question right here, right? Because at the moment, I'm at the stage in my career where occasionally when I leave the improv, TMZ will ask me a question. That's happened a couple of times. And I've never answered in any funny way, so I've never gotten on TV. Now, the paparazzi in Britain is a lot more extreme. What level do you get photographed in the UK now?
Completely honest, not much at all. You know what I mean? Unless it's one of my fans like summer gigs. I mean, like if I go to somewhere like that's a club that you would expect maybe
But if you leave the Grout show in London, there must be a couple of people take a photo.
Put it this way, like people would, like certain photographers, paparazzi might recognise me if I come out of a club which is known for having famous people in, but they're not there for me.
Right.
But they'd probably take a picture of me if I was there.
Right. It's funny. I once left.
But no, I'm not at the level where they come up and fucking flash shit in my face non-stop.
I once left the Grout show with Russell Brand, and I left, and he sort of got photographed to death.
Did they take a picture of you and went, Russell Brand's fucking a fat lesbian?
Yeah, exactly. and he sort of went, oh, it's Jim Jeffries, take photos of him. And then they all took photos. The paparazzis all took photos, and then they all asked afterwards who I was, which was the most demeaning thing ever.
Mate, that's happened to me.
Yeah.
Comic that got punched out.
Mate, I fucking love that you said that. That's happened to me as well. People like, take pictures. Snap. Who the fuck's this guy?
So who's the famous guy that passed it on to you?
I don't know. I came out of Groucho once. Honestly, this is honest.
Yeah.
Stephen Fry
Stephen Fry.
was out before me, and they took pictures of Stephen Fry.
Isn't he a big puff?
Yeah, he's a big fag.
That
Yeah.
doesn't matter though.
No,
Yeah,
big
he's-
fan, isn't he?
No, he is. He definitely is.
I like him.
And then,
because
like, out of
because
the
he's
back
a,
of-
he's a super intelligent guy with bipolar, and I can relate to that.
I had a pretty nice leather jacket.
Which
on.
part of that? The super intelligent or the bipolar?
No, the sucking cockpit.
Yeah, people took pictures of me off the back of Stephen Fry leaving a club.
Right.
And the funny thing is those pictures will probably sit there on a database,
Yeah.
just maybe tagged with my name. And then if I do get bigger and more famous, someone will come back to me one day and sell them and go, do you know what? I got a picture of example 3 years ago when he wasn't famous, coming out of club after Stephen Fry.
Well, it's funny because I do a column in Nuts magazine now, which is
Let's plug this, definitely.
which is a lads magazine in Britain.
The best-selling lads magazine.
It's a best-selling lads magazine. I get a page every
It
week.
doesn't actually reflect like your profile in the UK because it is the best-selling.
Yes, exactly. It's
But you're massive in America, so that's pretty cool.
no, it's above what I should be doing. Yes.
No,
thank you.
no. For the UK, it is.
I do it right in the UK.
I mean, I know you are.
Yeah, I've been on Comedy Central and a thing, and I had
No, what
my-
I'm saying is I'm jealous of your fame in America, and I can't match that. But in the UK, I'm probably a bit bigger than you, and like, I'm going to make a point about this now, and I don't think you deserve this nuts thing, you fucking bastard.
The fact that you wanted to come on this podcast to raise your fame is pathetic. Now,
It baffles me.
Any of my fans, even my fans will be listening to us now and going, he's not even famous, he's a fucking idiot.
You're giving us a hand up. I mean,
no, but the thing,
No, it's not. It's
so
It's all about Jim. Is it in the contract that you get to fuck some of the people on the front cover? Occasionally?
no, I don't. I once this is true. Years and years ago, earlier, I was brought in as a judge for Nuts or Zoo or one of the magazines. Cover Girl of the Year. Right now, they have this thing in Britain. If you're listening in America, that you've got in America, you've got models, and then you got porn stars.
Yeah.
You don't have this in between ground. Now in Britain, there's an in between ground called page three models
Or glamour.
models,
Yeah.
which they aren't exactly porn stars, but they're just girls who show their breasts,
Yeah.
and some of them are fucking belter.
Yeah.
Keely Hazel, Lucy Pinder,
exactly.
Michelle Marsh. These are fucking great looking birds.
But they're all about 4'8", basically.
Yeah.
They're like your mum.
Yeah, but they're
They're
not
like your mum's height.
no, help me
basically.
with the dialogue. I mean, help
well,
me with
they're
these,
great.
these
They're
slangs.
good looking birds. They're
Maxim. Is it Maxim the same thing as Maxim in America?
Maxim in America is sort of close to what it is, but you don't. You know, you got these magazines and like
In the
Patreon-
UK, there's like 3-4 magazines dedicated to just these girls.
just these girls who are topless, right? Now these magazines, and I'm not just saying this because I'm in one of the magazines having a column. These magazines are awesome.
they sell
right?
shitloads of copies.
Yeah, for about like £1.50, you'll get every bit of information you want on the Premier League. Plus, you'll get some tits. Plus,
Some cars.
You'll get light social commentary in there as
Do you know
well.
what you also get? You get like pictures of people fucked at a party. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like if you fucked a party and you fell asleep and I drew
It's a
lipstick over your
tabloid.
face.
It's a tabloid.
If I put chocolate on your
it's like-
nose,
it's still a gloss magazine though. It's
if
different.
you were asleep and I put chocolate up your nose and I thought that was funny and took a picture, that would get in the magazine. That's how simple English people are. They're like, oh my God, he's got chocolate up his nose. Fucking brilliant. Oh, well, look at some tits. Oh, what's Wayne Rooney doing? Oh, brilliant. That's the magazine.
Now, I honestly can't remember why we started
I'd
talking
find
about
that
this.
funny.
Because you've got a column.
I've got a column in there, but I was going to say something about me having a column.
Can we talk about your column? Can we talk about your stress that you get every week?
What I do is
I don't know how you've got this column. I'm impressed by it, but I don't know how the fuck you've got it.
I've got my column. No, well,
How many words is the requirement? 200?
it's like 500-600.
It depends on how long the words are. If they're your words that you're stuttering right now and they're longer because you can't talk because you're fucked up,
All right. Thank you.
they're not that. You know, he only has to do a few
It's-
words.
It wasn't my idea to get drunk tonight.
Let Jim talk. Jim,
Have
tell
you
us about
noticed
your...
that the last 5 episodes you've been drunk?
Yeah.
Sorry,
know
Jim's
why.
got a fucking column in a magazine.
You have
Jim.
a chemical dependency
No,
problem.
I'm actually quite interested in this,
I
and I'm
do
quite
not
impressed.
have a chemical dependency problem.
Well,
I have.
Jason, let Jim tell us about his column,
Well,
please.
Shut up, you drunk.
No, I remember now. I was talking about it. So when I went, they had photos for me taken for the column,
and it was
You had a hangover, obviously.
I had a hangover. So this is going to go for the whole year. So this column, they went, do some photos of you angry, do some photos of you sad, do some photos of you whatever. And that
Sort
was
of shit you'd expect from people like that.
yeah, exactly. So I've got a lot of photos of me looking like Liam Gallagher putting 2 fingers up, which
Because you're edgy.
yeah, exactly. So it's what am I from like 1994 or something? But you know, I'll deal with it as such. What are you looking at?
Do you find it easy to talk about this shit considering you live in America now?
No, they send me links to things and I just write about it. And
That's why I love the fact you've got this column.
yeah.
You know, as your friend, I mean, I'm taking the piss out of you, obviously,
And
'cause
we're
I can.
friends, we're
We're
friends,
so I can
yeah.
take the piss out, you can take the piss at me.
But he comes
But that's why I love this fact, because, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, I think you're fucking hilarious, and I'd love to hear your commentary on stuff, but like your profile in the UK isn't as big as it is probably ever here at the moment, but they've come to you obviously because you can give something. So it's great that you're in a magazine. And it's going to help your profile in the UK, but like you're not even in the UK, so how can you comment on fucking stuff going on in the UK?
I write about
'Cause you
what's
live
happening
here.
in the Premier League and what's happening in the thing. It
Yeah,
keeps
but you
me
don't
in
even
touch.
live in the UK. How can you comment on
even
stuff?
Better,
But the
even
internet-
better, he comes into my room in the morning and goes, "Fuck, I got to write this column. What do you think about this, Eddie?" And I say something, and he goes, "That's good. I'm going to write it down."
But I might ask him about like some UK cooking show. Like, what do you think about this new cooking show with that girl? And he's like, I don't know.
He'll Google it.
Like, you're in no position to comment on half the stuff in the column.
They send me links and I Google it, and then. But see, the thing is, Danny Dyer had the column before me or something,
And he was really controversial.
and he got cut off because he was like an agony aunt on the column, and they did some like article about him, and
he was quite sexist.
Some guy said, "Oh, my girlfriend's going to leave me. What should I do?" And he wrote something back of this description. Cut her face up with a knife.
He did. He pretty much did that.
Yeah, so that no other
And
guy,
bury her, yeah.
so that no other guy would ever want to fuck her.
Yeah, he did that.
all right.
And they printed it. But even they printed it and they sacked him. It's like, well, you printed it, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone should have picked that up before it went to print.
All right, I made the mistake tonight of twittering, and I wrote, I told who I was with. I'm with Jim Jeffries, I'm with Example, and I'm with Jason Hour. It's 3 a.m. We decided to do a podcast. Probably a bad idea. Any questions? And Cameron Fry wrote to us, how many lines of coke will you do off a horse ass and or vagina tonight? Which everybody knows you never do a coke off a horse
No,
vagina.
you never because
it would get all caught up
because
inside.
Jason's mum sweats.
Wow.
And besides, you couldn't put a long enough line on that short
everyone
midget
who's
vagina.
everyone who's ever done coke knows it's not good when it's claggy.
And also, it's hard to smoke coke out of a load of fucking bushy hair as well.
And then somebody said, "Do you know what ticket agency is selling tickets for your Brisbane show, Eddie?" Probably that'll be the Powerhouse.
No, for your Brisbane show, that will be fucking Cyclone.
You're going to be
FM.
performing on the mate. You're going to be performing on a fucking beach by this point. You're going to be performing in a shanty town to a load of refugees.
We have to be nice. We've been very good to Brisbane.
Yeah, no, we actually did. We actually raised. Well, I donated from the ticket sales of our DVDs. I donated $500 the other day. It came to like 512, but I kept the little bit, and I owe Eddie about $20.
This is good.
for his-
I donated from my CD sales.
Yeah, we donated from our CDs, our sales, and our DVD sales.
Yeah, Jason actually volunteered.
And Jason donated the money, and so we're wishing the best for the people in Brisbane.
we sold
who-
out a show. We sold out an entire
We
show.
sold out an entire show, and we'd like to thank all our listeners who came along.
No,
to
on a
that.
serious level, but like,
Yeah.
I was there the other week. It's like some of the stuff is fucked up, man.
We had Will Anderson who helped out, and Rob Riggle from The Hangover, and we sold out a full show, and all the ticket sales went
I'm
to.
telling-
I haven't
Matt
donated
Cushion.
anything, but if I did a show, if I was a comedian and I did a show, I'd probably donate everything.
I'm
Seriously, when something bad happens, a disaster in like a third world country or something,
Yeah.
Sure.
people pay a lot more attention to it than
Yeah.
when it would happen in something like Australia. And I've
Sure.
noticed that because I was in the UK and people sort of half covered it in the news. I went over there, and when I actually saw the footage of it and all the stuff on it was fucking awful. Like outrageous.
I agree.
But as soon as it happens in a country that's a bit more third world or a bit poor or something, everyone's
I don't know
covers
about
it
that
more.
because I don't
No,
know about
people
that
cover it
because
more.
No,
the
I
flood-
was.
No, they do. They cover it more.
America's a bigger market. I was actually living in the UK when Hurricane Katrina happened, and I remember doing a benefit gig for television on British television for Hurricane Katrina. and now living in America, and there's a bigger disaster happening in Australia, and I have not seen any media coverage in America to obviously the same level as what
That
happened.
goes to show. That proves my point.
Yeah.
Proves my point.
Well, and I mean, like, it's a terrible thing that's happening in Australia, but Sri Lanka and Brazil have experienced floods too. Like,
No, of course, but what I'm saying is they get more news coverage than
No,
Australia.
no, I would say
no, they
Australia
have. They've had a lot more news coverage.
not here in the United States.
No,
Well,
but
in the
the
UK.
floods
We don't
have-
care about anybody other than ourselves.
Well, you didn't care about your own people during Hurricane Katrina, so why are you going to care about someone in Australia? You know what I mean?
Controversial example. Come on.
No, not controversial. It's
Elliot,
true.
come on.
It's true.
If that were the Hamptons that were underwater, we would have had helicopters getting everyone out of there.
Yeah, no, George Bush doesn't care for black people.
He doesn't. I asked him.
No,
Brilliant quote. Did you come up with that? That's amazing.
No.
It's lovely.
That was
That will go down in history.
We can say that actions from that administration demonstrated by action, they really don't care for black people.
Any American listeners right now? I saw an episode of Oprah the other week
Yeah.
Right.
with George Bush on,
Shut up.
talking about his book,
Really?
and I thought that's quite interesting. I thought, why would Oprah have George Bush? I know she likes to plug a book.
Was George Bush the stepfather of
No,
the
sorry,
sister
George-
she never met?
No, George. Wow.
Did they do a DNA test on the show?
I didn't say that. George W. Bush was on Oprah. Please discuss. Why the fuck's Oprah helping
I'd
George W. Bush out?
I'd rather see Bush on a Maury Povich show.
I'll tell you something about George Bush and Oprah, right? My eldest brother is very high up in the Australian police force, and he in New South Wales and whatever. So when George Bush came to Sydney and when Oprah came to Sydney, he said there was more protection put on Oprah than there was on George Bush.
Good.
She's more marketable.
He said there was more security and more fucking entourage and
I
everything.
just think someone like of her power and height, a black woman of like where she is,
She's
in terms
an
of
easy-
recognition, how can someone like that
She's
support
an-
Barack Obama to such an extent,
Well, that-
and then have George W. Bush on her show
That's what I always think.
and give him a warm light? I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying please discuss. 'Cause
She's a much easier
you're a
target.
comedian. I want to hear your opinion
She's
on
a
it.
much easier target than George Bush because she's so much larger.
Is that the end of this? Is that all we can offer? Is that all we can offer? Go on, answer.
The answer is that our government has been compromised by the industrial war complex, which was empowered by the 17th Amendment.
Good night,
created
everybody.
a
Thanks for
corporation.
listening
No,
to
wait,
Talking
wait.
Shit with
under
Jim
the
and Eddie.
Constitution, the rights to citizenship.
Listen, Jason's
under
doing
law,
shit.
which gives them the same powers under the Constitution as you and I, but because they are all former employees of like Monsanto, at Exxon, etc., they represent the corporation's citizenship over the constituency's citizenship.
And that was the last you
And
heard
that
of
is
Jason
why
Hour before the
Oprah has
government
George
had him
Bush
killed.
on her show and is promoting his book.
Grandmaster Wizard Jason Hour, ladies and gentlemen.
Autism at its
I
finest.
apologise to any of my fans in England listening
I
to this.
apologize to my fans.
I don't understand what that
Jim's
is.
fans, Examples fans, and the 4 people that Jason's friends with that listen to this show. Tonight has been the weirdest episode. We had a good time. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure, we've got lots of plugs here. You got to go to jimjeffries.com, eddieif.com. Example, what's your website?
Go to just facebook.com/leading by example.
He doesn't need any followers.
Yeah, he's got millions. Twitter,
Yeah, he's got 100,000 Twitter
leading by
followers.
example.
From what he says is 90% of them are 14 years old and he's had sex with 80% of those.
Yeah. If you're fans of him, come over to us. But if our fans, don't go to him. We need the attention. Jason, how's your Twitter doing?
I went from 0 to 54 fans.
He's only
About
just
12
opened.
hours
He just
because of
only
you.
opened his Twitter
So
today.
find him at Jason Hour. He is at Jason
I
Hour.
haven't checked it.
We will be doing live shows everywhere, so find our fucking pages.
Go to our email, jimandeddy@yahoo.com, or
We have a Facebook fan page. You can find that on there. Just type in Talking Shit. Just Google all this stuff. Yeah, we got fans.
we have a fan page. That I don't know, do we make it or did someone else make it?
I think somebody else made it.
We're going to become administrators on that. It's got 600 fans. Go to my webpage, jimjeffries.com. That's also got a link to the site if you want to pass people on.
If you're in Australia, come to my tour. I'm touring all over Australia.
Yeah, if you want to go to one of Eddie's gigs, I hope you got your floaties on. Enjoy that.
Come to the gig on a Lilo.
But thanks for listening. Thanks for Machete to sitting in on 2 hours of this fucking.
I would
Listenable
like
shit.
to thank Machete because we rang him up drunk to say that we wanted to do this, and he came in at short notice.
Machete's the man.
I'd feel bad if I thought that Machete had a life before us.
Yeah. A lot of shit went on tonight. Jason's not going to be able to wake up tomorrow because he got punched in the jaw so many times.
I'll be all right.
You weren't all right before.
Exactly.
I think it's time to say goodnight, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.